guys, welcome back to my channel if you've been here before, and if you're new, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. On this channel, we're not quite homesteading, but we're pretty darn close. So if you're interested in all things from gardening to recipes, DIY projects, and of course interior design, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and share with your friends. Meanwhile, let's get into what I want to talk about on this particular video. So here's the backstory. Last year, I had a big saute pan. I cook a lot. I mean, every day, literally. Sometimes 2, maybe 3 times a day. When I'm down and out, hubby cooks a lot. Like, we cook in this house every single day. So I have a lot of different types of pots and pans. Some we don't use as regularly, but there are many that we use every day, or for 3, 4, 5 times a week. So what I'm talking about today is one of those types of pans. So last year I had what is called an everything pan, stainless steel, nice heavy bottomed pan. And what was happening was it was starting to, the base of it, the bottom, was starting to warp ever so slightly, so that when I was cooking, I could feel it moving, which is not a big deal if you don't cook a lot. It's probably not gonna bother you. But if you're cooking and using that pan, it's my favorite pan. If you're cooking and using a pan like that every single day, then it's really gonna become very bothersome. So today I'm opening up a new pan. I went on a search when that other pan went wonky on me, went on a search for a new everything pan. Now, there's a lot of options out on the market now, a lot of new and very popular and pretty options. And trust me, when I was on the search, I tried them all. All of them went back. The one thing I did not try was anything that was non-stick, simply because I have been trying to move completely away from non-stick over the years. I think we have one pan left that's non-stick. And the reason is because when you don't cook a lot, this is not as much of an issue. But when you cook a lot, eventually that coating on that nonstick pan is going to wear. You're going to get some scratches in there. It's going to seep into your food. And it's not that nonstick, the whole purpose you bought it for in the first place, for it to be nonstick. It's no longer nonstick because it now is compromised. So you're going to get bits of food in those cracks that make it no longer nonstick. So what's the point of that, right? So I wanted something that was durable, that was naturally nonstick, like that cast iron skillet over there, and something that was, of course, sustainable and eco-friendly. I did find something, and let me just show you what I ended up buying. Trusty stainless steel. This is what my previous everything pan was, and so this is what I ended up with again. Now I have, I think I have 3 cast iron skillets, and those are nonstick as well, but I like to use those for like steak. I don't want to necessarily use that for something like fish or pasta or whatever. So this is what I ended up with, and I love this pan. However, there's some things about it that just are not the same as my previous everything pan. Again, let me say this again. I really love this pan, stainless steel, very heavy bottom, but as you can see, it's pretty shallow. What is that? Maybe 2.5 inches at the most. And then it's not like you're gonna fill it up all the way to the rim. You're probably only gonna fill like halfway because you don't want things coming out as you're cooking, right? So I do love the handles, pretty lightweight. I can scrub it. This can go from the cooktop to the oven, which I do a lot in my cooking. And of course, I love the glass top because I can see what's happening without having to open up the top. So this is the everything pan that I landed on after my last everything pan conked out on me. Well, it didn't conk out, it just went a little bit wonky. Now, a quick note about that. Because it's stainless steel, it's very eco-friendly. I can recycle it. What I ended up doing was actually just donating it because there was nothing wrong with the pan itself. When I say that the bottom was wonky, that it kind of warped a little bit, which was nothing but user error. I'll tell you about that in just a minute. But when I say it was wonky, I mean like instead of it being completely flat like this, it was maybe slightly warped like such. I don't know if you can see that my hand is very slightly warped. And so what would happen is on my gas cooktop, instead of it just sitting flat, whenever I was stirring, it would kind of move. So I would have to stabilize it. And when you do that every day, 2, sometimes 3 times a day, it gets annoying, honestly. So, but if you are not cooking a lot, again, like I said, it's no big deal. I probably would not have sweated it if that was not the case. So, went on the hunt for the new everything pan. I tried all the cute stuff. I'm not going to name names. They did not make the cut, obviously. And the reason, there's several reasons. For one thing, I wanted something that was very, very convenient. I wanted something that's naturally nonstick, similar to cast iron and stainless steel and ceramic even. I wanted something that also was dishwasher safe, because I'm not gonna be washing the pots and pans by hand every time I cook. My son is not gonna do it for me. My husband is not gonna do it for me. Like, they'll do it every now and then, but not every single time we're cooking. Who wants to do that? So I wanted something that was dishwasher safe, and I wanted something that could easily go from the cooktop to the oven, or do whatever I needed it to do. What I missed was in my previous saute pan, and now I'm going to show you what I'm sharing with you guys today. In my previous saute pan, I had what's called a helper handle. And instead of having 2 handles like this, like the everything pan you just saw, this pan is gorgeous, by the way. I love it. Anyway, instead of having the 2 short handles like this, I love having a helper handle because it makes it really easy to go from the cooktop to there and into the oven. Very, very easy. This pan, look at that, y'all. This pan is almost as big as me. It's really big. I didn't know it was going to be this big. The last one was not. I think this is a 5.5 quart. I believe my last one was a 3.5 quart. But look how big that is. That's huge. The great thing about this, and there's little markings on the inside. Let's see if I can show you that. This is not a review, by the way. This is just, I can't show the markings. It's not showing. It's right, let's see. It's right here, but it's not showing up very well on camera. There it is. Anyway, like I said, this is not a review. I'm just telling you all about this because I love things that make my life easy. What else was I going to tell you guys about this pan? It's, of course, stainless steel, very heavy bottom, but it's still fairly lightweight. This one, what's really great about having a pan that's thick like this is that if I put something in here and then I want to make a sauce, I don't have to be so super careful about stirring. Nothing's going to go man overboard, which I have made some videos. You may have seen them out here on YouTube or you may have seen them on Instagram if you follow me out there. Hint, hint, go follow me on Instagram. But I have been cooking, and as I'm cooking, I'll have a man overboard, and I said, whoop, man overboard, and just keep it moving, right? That's probably not gonna happen in a pot this deep. Like, it's beautiful also. Like, I keep saying that, it's beautiful. It's beautiful and it's functional. The only thing that I would say I'm not loving about this pot, first of all, the fact that it's as big as me. But anyway, if hubby loves it, we'll keep it. We'll see how that works out. The top is stainless steel as well. This pan, well, it's called a saute pan. I call it an everything pan. It could go either way. It's oven safe up to 500 degrees. That means I can put it under the broiler if I want to. So no problems going from cooktop to the oven. This top though, I like having my glass top. My previous 3.5 quart saute pan had a glass top. When I put this in the oven, and let's say I'm making a large rice pilaf, I don't have to open it up and lift up the lid. And I'm not great at setting timers. So I don't have to look at a timer or anything. I could just look through the oven door and see whether or not whatever I'm cooking is ready. This is not gonna let me do that. So I would have to pick up the top, open it, let the heat out in order to see what's going on inside my pan. Unless, I'm just now thinking about something. So this pan is a Cuisinart, just like the other one, which my previous one was a Cuisinart as well. So it gives me an idea. Maybe my glass top for my other everything pan. Yes, it fits. So that's one more perk, one more thing to make me say, yes, go ahead and keep this bigger 5.5 quart saute pan slash everything pan. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about this, why I really feel the need to have this type of a pan in my kitchen. I'm not going to talk about it a lot because I do have another video, which I will link to, where I talk about kitchen essentials, which is like all the things that I feel like if you are a home chef, a home cook, you cook a lot, the things that you absolutely should have in your arsenal, like cast iron skillets, like stainless steel cookware, like, you know, utensils that are easily accessible and that are durable. So I will link to that, but I just did want to share that pans like this are classic. They will last you forever and they are multi-functional. So you spend a little bit of money, and this is not expensive at all, maybe $50. So you spend a little money on a good pot, good pan, and really quick tip, don't buy sets. Well, if you want to buy a set, if it's more economical for you, go ahead, but I do not buy sets. I haven't done that since, I don't know, my 20s, maybe when I bought my very first home, but since cooking more, I've not bought sets. I buy the items that I need, the items that I find I cook more in. Buy it once, and most of my cookware I've had for ages. Like I have 3 cast iron skillets, and all of them I've had for, I don't know, a couple of them I've had for like 20 years. That one actually I've had for like 20 years. The other 2 maybe like 8 to 10 years. But you buy these things one good time. You never have to buy them again if you buy quality. So, like I said, I'll link to those other 2 videos with the kitchen essentials. And y'all, we shall see if this big saute pan makes it and sticks around here at the 4th house on the right. If not, we'll see what we bring in instead. But for now, I'm thinking it's a keeper. And once again, thanks you guys for tuning in. If you like this video and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing, sharing this with your friends so that they too can subscribe. Hey, listen, I'm trying to get to 500. I'm very close. As of today, as of this video, I am at 495. So close. Your subscription could get me over 500, and maybe we could get the ball rolling to the next goal. Thank you guys so much. Until the next time. Bye.